Hello, good day. Today we will be discussing how to get the HCF, or the highest common factor, and the least common multiple, or the LCM of a pair of numbers. All right, let's have this one here. Let's say, for example, for number one here, let's try to find the HCF, or the greatest, or the highest common factor of 28 and 72. Alright, so the first thing that we need to do is to think of a number that can be divided to both 28 and 72, right? So we can just start with the smallest number. We can either start with 2 or 3 if it's possible to divide those numbers by 2 or 3 or 5 if you want to, if possible. But let's say we have 28 and 72. Since they are both even numbers, then that means they can be both divided by 2. So 28 divided by 2 is 14. And then what else? 72 divided by 2 is 36. So we have 36, we have 14 and 36. Now think of a number that can be divided to both 14 and 36. So basically, since both of them are still even numbers, so we can divide both of them by 2 again, right? This one. So we have 14 divided by 2 is equal to 7, and 36 divided by 2 is still equal to 18. Now 7 and 18, we cannot think of any numbers that can be divided to both of them. So the answer would be 2 times 2 or 4. That's the HCF or the GCF of 28 and 72. Now let's try this one here, 54 and 90. Since both 54 and 90 are even numbers, then we can both divide them by what? 2. So 54 divided by 2 is equal to 27. Alright? And then 90 divided by 2 is equal to 45. Now think of a number that can be divided to both 27 and 45. So we can divide both of them by 3, right? So 27 divided by 3 is equal to 9. And then 45 divided by 3 is equal to 15. Alright, can we still think of a number that can be divided to both 9 and 15? Yes, we have 3. Now 9 divided by 3 is equal to 3, and 15 divided by 3 is equal to 5. Alright, now 3 and 5, we cannot think of any number that can be divided to both of them. So our answer here is 2 times 3 times 3. 2 times 3 times 3, which is equal to 18. That is your HCF, or greatest common factor. Now, how about 32 and 96? Now, since both of them are even number, we can divide both of them by 2. So 32 divided by 2 is 16, and 96 divided by 2 is 48. Since both of them are even numbers again, so we can divide both of them again by 2. So 16 divided by 2 is 8, and 48 divided by 2 is 24. Alright, since both 8 and 24 are even numbers again, then we can both divide them by 2 again. So we have 8 divided by 2 is 4, and 24 divided by 2 is 12. Since both of them are even numbers again, we can divide both of them by 2. Then 4 divided by 2 is 2, and 12 divided by 2 is 6. Since both 2 and 6 are even numbers again, we can divide both of them by 2. So 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 6 divided by 2 is 3. Now there is no number that can be divided to both 1 and 3. So that means this is our prime product. Alright? That means we have to multiply 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. That is equal to 32. Alright? Now let us go to 44. 44 can be divided by 44 and 66 can be divided by what? Let's start with the smallest number, which is 2, correct? Now 44 divided by 2 is 22, and 66 divided by 2 is 33. Now 22 and 33, the only number that we can divide to both of them is what? 11. So 22 divided by 11 is 2, and 33 divided by 11 is 3. Now, there is no number that we can divide to both 2 and 3. So we will stop with this one. And 2 times 11 is our HCF or GCF, which is equal to 22. 2 times 11 is 22. Now let us proceed to the least common multiple. How are we supposed to find the least common multiple? Now we will be doing the same method, ladder method. However, we are not going to stop dividing until everything is 1 at the bottom. For example, for number let's say for number 1. All right, so we have this. So we have 10. Think of any number that we can divide to both of them. Remember, we're talking about least common multiple. If there isn't, so we just have to divide one of them. So for example, we can divide both of them by 3, right? Now 3 divided by 3 is 1. Can you divide 10 by 3? No. So that means you have to bring it down. 10. Now think of any number that we can divide. So we can divide this by 10. Right? Can you divide 1 by 10? No. So you have to bring down 1. And then 10 divided by 10 is equal to 1. That's it. Everything is already 1 there below. So you just have to multiply this 2. So we have 3 times 10 is equal to 30. Or let's try to find the LCM of 14 and 6. So the first thing that we need to do is 14 and then 6. Think of a number that you can divide to both of them. We have 2. So 14 divided by 2 is 7. And 6 divided by 2 is 3. And then divide both of them again by, well, let's start with 3. Can you divide 7 by 3? No. So you have to bring it down. Now, can you divide 3 by 3? Yes, that is 1. Now we continue until everything is 1. Divide both of them by 7. Can you divide 7 by 7? Yes, that is 1. Can you divide 1 by 7? No. So you have to bring it down. So that is 1. So everything is 1 down below here. So you have to multiply everything here. So that means 2 times 3 times 7. 2 times 3 is 6 times 7 is equal to 42. That is your LCM for 14 and 6. Now let's try to find the LCM of 15 and 6. So 15 and 6. Think of any number that you can divide to both of them. That is equal to 3. 15 divided by 3 is 5. And then 6 divided by 3 is 2. Alright. Now, since there's no the same number we can divide, so we can just start dividing with the first one. So, divide both of them by 2. Can you divide 5 by 2? No. So, you have to bring it down. So, that is equal to 5. Can you divide 2 by 2? Yes, that is 1. Now, we can divide both of them by 5, correct? Then 5 divided by 5 is equal to 1. And then 1 divided by 5 is not possible. That's why you have to bring it down to 1. Now, everything is 1 down below. Now you can find the least common multiple. So you just have to multiply all of this. So we have 3 times 2 times 5 is equal to 30. Alright, let's try to find the LCM or the least common multiple of 24 and 32. Alright, so let's rewrite them here. So we have 24 and 32. Think of a number that you can divide to both numbers. So we can use 2, right? Since both of them are even numbers. So we can divide both of them by 2. So 24 divided by 2, that is equal to 12. And 32 divided by 2 is equal to 16. Alright? Think of any number that you can divide to both of them again. So we can use 2 again. So 12 divided by 2 is equal to 6. And 16 divided by 2 is equal to 8. Now, since both of them are still even numbers, we can divide them again by 2. So 2 divided by 6 is 3, and 8 divided by 2 is 4. Now, remember, since we're talking about LCM or least common multiple, we just have to make sure that everything under there, under the ladder, is 1. So, we can divide both of them by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. Can you divide 4 by 3? No, so you have to bring it down. So that is 4. Can you divide both of them by 4? Yes, so we have 1. Is it possible to divide 1 by 4? No, so you have to bring it down. So that is 1, and 4 divided by 4 is 1. Now everything down below is 1 already. So you have to multiply all of them to get the value of the LCM of 24 and 32, which is equal to 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 4, which is equal to, this is 8 and this is 12. 8 times 12 is equal to 100. Not 100 but 96. 8 times 10 is 80. 8 times, okay, 96. That is the least common multiple or LCM of 24 and 32. All right. Okay, let's have another example here. 24 and 36. Okay, let's erase this first. Okay, so we have 24 and 36. Divide both of them by 2 since both of them are even numbers. So 24 divided by 2 is 12, and 36 divided by 2 is 18. Since both of them are even numbers still, we can divide both of them by 2 again. So 12 divided by 2 is 6, and 18 divided by 2 is 9. Alright, both of them are not even numbers. However, both of them can be divided by 3. So let's try 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2, and 9 divided by 3 is 3. Now, remember, we're talking about LCM or least common multiple here, and whenever we're trying to find or solve for the LCM, we have to make sure that everything down there is 1. So let's try to divide or eliminate 2 first. So that means 2 divided by 2 is equal to 1, and then 3 divided by 2 is not possible, so you have to bring down 3 down. Alright, next, we can divide both of them by 3. So 1 divided by 3 is not possible, so you have to bring down 1. 3 divided by 3 is 1. Now everything down below is 1 already. So you just have to multiply all of this, which is 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8 times 9. This is 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8. That is 8. And then 3 times 3 is equal to 9. So 8 times 9 is 72. That is the LCM of 24 and 36. Alright everyone, I hope you have a wonderful evening today, and I hope you get a good score on your incoming exams. Alright, have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.